എന്താ പറയേണ്ടതെന്ന് അറിയില്ല. കുറേ കാലം ഷേക്സ്പിയർ പഠിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് ഓരോ പ്രാവശ്യവും പഠിക്കുന്ന whatever the theme may be, whatever the play may be, I always used to enjoy it. But today I'm feeling a little awkward. I'm just wondering, after so many years of teaching Shakespeare, loving him, criticizing him, whatever be it, today I stand dumbstruck because I really don't know what I remember of Shakespeare. From what I remember, which are some of the plays that we've done, my favorite was definitely Budget of Venice. There's no doubt about it. But the play which caught my dramatic fancy was Julius Caesar. So these two plays played a big part in my life. But today when I stand here, I'm just wondering, what on earth do I remember after having spent so many years as a Shakespearean teacher? And so I played a dirty trick. What do you think that dirty trick was? Can anybody guess it? Can anybody guess it? No? No one? I thought to myself, why should I take on this burden of a British poet, dramatist? I will pass it on to somebody who knows him much better, because she also belongs to the same country. And that is how I thought and I thought and I thought. Aha, I know. I've helped her with Vajapads and whatnot. But today, I will ask her to come and speak about her own experiences while reading this famous writer. And that famous person whom I'm talking about is, you know who it is. Who is it? Come? Yes? Yes, point out.
Yes, Pepita.
Yes, Pepita. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെയാണ് എന്നോട് വലിയ പറയാനുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ എത്രയോ കുട്ടികളെ കുറേ പഠിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ഷേക്സ്പിയർ. പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴും ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട്, പഠിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും യു ഷുഡ് ക്യാച്ച് ദി അറ്റൻഷൻ ഓഫ് ആ ഓഡിയൻസ്. എനിക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴും ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട്, ഞാൻ ഏത് ക്ലാസ്സിലും എനിക്ക് ഓർമ്മ 8ാം ക്ലാസ്സിലോ 9ാം ക്ലാസ്സിലോ ആയിരുന്നു. ആൻഡ് Macbeth was the play that they had chosen for ICSE. അപ്പം ഞാൻ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പോകുമ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചു, എങ്ങനെയാണ് വേണ്ടത് ഈ കുട്ടികൾ എത്ര കുട്ടികൾ മാതിരിയാണ് 8-9 വയസ്സുകാരുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഈ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ഈ ഷേക്സ്പിയറിനെ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് അവർക്ക് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കേണ്ടതെന്ന് വെച്ചു. അപ്പോഴാണ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചത്, theoretically I thought of Shakespeare. I started picturing the first scene of Macbeth. I still remember 3 വയസ്സത്തികളെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല, 3 witches. They are waiting, they are in the heat, and they are discussing amongst themselves what to be done. And then the audience comes to know that these 3 witches, that's what we refer to them, they are trying to find a way in which to catch hold of certain people. Now the first scene is a scene of 3 witches talking amongst themselves and trying to find out when to meet. So I'll just say a few words of that and then go on to that witch sitting there. Okay?
That witch sitting there.
This bitch will carry on and pass it on to that bitch. So you imagine, the audience is all aghast. Shakespeare plays, the paraphernalia of curtain and all that's not there. But at the same time, I still remember the first time I saw Macbeth, and it is a dark scene, and you could just see 3 figures. And then we strain our eyes to see, and then we notice that there are 3 figures, and we realize that there are 3 women with hair all this way, and each one of them, their fingers, like that. And then during those days, we never had what's called microphones, voices. We were taught how to strain our voices. And I still remember the first time my teacher in Bombay Cathedral School, she said, today I'm going to show you, but you're going to hear, I'm going to show you the three witches of Abhipetha. And all was reading there, what's happening. And suddenly she bent down and she said, when shall we meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? Imagine a voice coming out like that. Woo! Woo! It's just that voice. When shall we meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? And that is the tone that we follow right throughout. And by the end of the first thing, people are tuned and they sat there, or they used to sit there listening to what is happening. And then, of course, you know the whole story of Macbeth. Like that, every play of Shakespeare used to attract me in very many ways. And strangely enough, it was the negative characters that intrigued me. It is Shylock, always money-minded, the Jew who was very, very queer in his ways. But I used to feel very sad for him, because even though he's the villain, he also had his little quirks, and people looked upon him as a character who needed to be needed. So like that, whenever we did any plays, we always thought of the characters behind all that. So in ICSE, every year we have a play, Shakespearean play. And luckily, very luckily, we have plays which are very, very adult, but would be made friendly to children. And that is why plays like Merchant of Venice, the theme is that of wily moneylender, and who plays an important part. At the beginning we feel, oh my God, this is, what kind of a character. And then we have three beautiful characters, Antonio, Bassanio, and others. And then how the play develops. Bassanio is a playboy. He falls in love with a beautiful lady, Portia, but he doesn't know how to woo her. So he goes to his best friend and says, I would like to go, you'll have to help me. So it's Antonio who helps Bassanio to go and woo Portia. So all these things beautifully written by Shakespeare, and if it is taught in the right way by the right teachers, the children are also taken aback. They love listening to it. And I still remember whenever I used to do a play in Shakespeare, how did I introduce it? I would always say, I want you to take the lines from so-and-so to so-and-so. And you go home, imagine that you are the character, and you come and show me that. You don't even have to learn it by heart. Look at the text, but feel the character, feel. And the children would love that. I've had so many children, brilliant dramatists, brilliant. And they would all come one after the other, and each one of them presenting a version of their idea of how Shakespeare had dramatized it. Now this is what we need in schools. We need to dramatize. We need to dramatize and make the children feel the part. And I remember that by the end of the year, most of my children at the end when we asked, which character would you like to do, which character? And invariably, they all chose Shylock. Because there was so much to do dramatically, they were so beautifully done. And so each child had his or her own version of the miser. So like that, today I'm not going to talk about Shakespeare or anything of that sort, But I just want to tell you how Shakespeare can be made interesting to children provided we dramatize it to the level of it. So if it's a lower class, the acting also should be of that. And as you go up, the feelings, the emotions, so everything will come out, and you will find that the children will learn to appreciate drama in the long run. So today, I played a trick. I said, today I'm coming, and I know that they're going to ask me to speak about Shakespeare. I'm not going to bore you with that. Not. I've got with me a wonderful friend, and she happens to be a British citizen. She's trying her level best to be an Indian citizen. I think, yes, sir. I think all of you should pray for her, okay? She wants to, and she knows so much about Telugu and maybe a little bit of Karali. She knows so much more, and today, I don't know why she forgot. She normally comes in a munda and veshti. But today she's come in a salwar kameez because she had some work, and by the time she came, so I said, my Peter, why is it that you haven't come in your munda and veshti? She said, look, oh my God, I feel tired. Well, anyway, you better get rid of your tiredness because you're going to go and speak about your favorite, I hope he's your favorite, favorite writer. Yes, you have to come with me and you're going to say something about William Shakespeare. So who better than her? You want me to speak her? No, I'm not really the right person. Here's one who was born in the land of Shakespeare, and she is also interested in drama. She's also a photographer par excellence, and today she's going to tell us something more about what you should know rather than hear it from me. So may I invite her? Yes, Peter, say, please come. Peter.